Are you dealing with a narcissist and want to know how to shut them down? By the end of this video, you're going to have the best phrases to shut them down and start taking back your power. So stay tuned. Hi, I'm Rebecca Zung, and I've been recognized as one of the top 1% of attorneys in the country. And I have written 2 best-selling books, which are Negotiate Like You Matter and Breaking Free, a step-by-step divorce guide. And I've helped literally thousands, maybe even millions of people go from lives of drama, trauma, and chaos. Is that you? Are you in drama, trauma, and chaos? And I've helped them step into lives of freedom, possibility, purpose, feeling like their lives are brand new. And that's what I do for you right here in these videos, in my resources, and on this channel. So please make sure, if you haven't already, that you subscribe. You hit that notification bell, and that way you'll get notified when I upload new videos, when I go live, when I do events and bring you content so that you can break free from those toxic personalities in your life. Now, let's talk about what to say to shut down that narcissist in your life. So remember that a narcissist wants to control you. That's how they get their feeling of narcissistic supply. That's what feeds them, is, controlling you, intimidating you, making you feel awful, debasing you, sending you into a panic. And if you want to know how to make a narcissist panic, you should definitely check out my video on how to make a narcissist panic. They want to send you into that state of panic. They want you to be the one who's like on the defensive all the time. And I help people negotiate with narcissists, negotiate with toxic personalities, get the edge, get that leverage, figure out how to finally turn those tables, how to finally shift that dynamic, and so that you're the one feeling powerful. Because they want you to feel like you can never win. They want you to feel like it's never going to end. And they will continue to do that as long as they're getting some sort of narcissistic supply, which is, that smug satisfaction that they're controlling you and getting the edge over you. They're going to continue to be in your life. And that's why some of you have been dealing with these people for years. And, they collect people as forms of supply, like people collect jars of jam or something for the winter. They line them up on the shelves and go, oh, I can get more supply out of this one. I can get more supply out of that one. So as long as they're getting some form of narcissistic supply from you, you're going to continue to have to deal with them. It's like taking that fire and sucking all the oxygen away from it. That's the only way that you'll finally be able to shut them down. So the first way that you can shut down that narcissist is to just say no. And if you want to know more about what happens when you say no to the narcissist, you should definitely check out my video on what happens when you say no to a narcissist, when you just say no. What happens is that the narcissist is so used to controlling you. They've set up this elaborate situation where you feel powerless, where you feel like, oh, I can't ever, get away from this. And it's almost so foreign to you. It's like putting on somebody else's clothes or somebody else's shoes. You're thinking, ugh, I can't, seems so strange to me. What's going to happen? Is the world going to fall apart? Are they going to lose control on me? And if you want to know what happens when a narcissist loses control, check out my video on that. But when you say no to a narcissist, it's you starting to take back your power. It's you starting to say, you know what? This is not okay. I'm going to say no. I'm not going to do that thing that you think that I should do. I'm not going to be that person that you think that I should be. I'm not going to take the deal that you're offering me. I'm not going to take the settlement proposal. I'm going to fight back. I'm going to push back. I'm going to go for what I want. And yeah, maybe there might be some backlash from it, but even if you trigger their narcissistic rage because you've touched on their narcissistic injury in some way, just remember that the narcissist is always the worst right before they're ready to give up. So just keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. The narcissist is one of the most scared little people on the planet. The not so secret is that you are actually the stronger one. They didn't attach themselves to you because you had no value. They attached themselves to you because you have so much value, because they can get that narcissistic supply from you. So try out just saying no to them for one or two things and see how it goes. The second thing is, I hear you. All people want to feel seen, heard, and know that they matter. And I talk about that in my book, Negotiate Like You Matter. It's actually in my book. Matter is the acronym for how to negotiate. And M actually stands for my value is defined by me. You and you alone define your value. We all want to know that we matter. That's all part of being human. And, in some ways we all have like a narcissist in us, but it's not, we don't use that word, because what narcissism really is when it gets to the pathological stage where, they can't see anybody but themselves, and they can't feel anything for anyone but themselves. And so they're just constantly, doing whatever they can to feel that. So if you say, I hear you, it actually kind of softens them a little bit, and they stop like barking right at you and going right after you, because they feel seen, heard, and they know that they matter. Sometimes it's called narcissistic fluffing, where you fluff up their ego a little bit. You can give them a little compliment or something just to get what you want in exchange for something. But just saying, I hear you, that will help to shut them down. The next thing is saying, I trust you, or I trust that. And it's kind of like what I talk about in my book, which is embedded commands, where you're basically kind of telling them how you feel. I trust that you care about the children. I trust that you want a good settlement. This is all part of what I talk about with ethically manipulating the manipulator. That's a really, really important part of how you get to slaying the narcissist in negotiation. And I talk about my slay methodology in my program, which is Slay Your Negotiation with a Narcissist. So strategy, leverage, anticipate, and focus on you. But when you say, I trust you, or I trust that, you're kind of like putting thoughts out there that they can't disagree with. So it helps to shut them down. The next one is say nothing. Just continue to look at them. Let them rant. Let them rave. Just, put yourself in a situation as if you're watching it in a movie, or you're watching a scene on a stage in a play, or you're watching a 2-year-old have a tantrum on the floor. You're just going, okay, I'm watching you, so you don't say anything. And saying nothing just absolutely drives them crazy, and it helps to shut them down, because eventually there's nothing to fight with. There's no bait. There's nothing more that they can use. And, sometimes it takes a tremendous amount of restraint to do this, but just try it out and see what happens. Just say nothing. And if you are so ready to shut down that narcissist, give me a shut them down in the comments right now. The next one is everything is okay. This, makes them feel like, hey, we're in this together. We're going to figure this out together. It's all right. I mean, you're sort of treating them like a toddler, because they really are like toddlers. They kind of never really grew out of that stage of, the toddler's creed. What's mine is mine. What's yours is mine. Everything is mine. If I want it, it's mine. If, even if I threw it away, it's still mine. But, that's the old toddler's creed. In this instance, you're just sort of saying, it's okay. Everything's okay. We'll figure this out. You can just calm down, and that's, again, you're not giving them anything to push back on. How can they argue with that? And the last one is my absolute favorite, which is, drum roll please, no contact. Get rid of them. Out. Goodbye. Bye, Felicia. See you later. Hopefully never. Have a nice life, but have it away from me. And that's what I had to do with the narcissists in my life. And thankfully, I haven't had to talk to them for a long time. And hopefully you won't either. Just suck that oxygen away from that fire. Do not give them anything that they can use. Goodbye. You know, enjoy your life somewhere else away from me. And I have to tell you, from my perspective, what I've had to do as well is stay away from even the people that I know are in those people's lives. You know, it's unfortunate. There were people that I liked. There were people that I would have wanted to stay in touch with, but I cannot have any contact or even contact with their flying monkeys or anyone in their worlds, because you know, my peace of mind, my life is not worth what it would take to be involved with anything to have to do with those narcissists. And I promise you it will get so much better. And I promise you that I've helped so many people get past narcissists by negotiating their way out of those relationships and getting the settlement that you deserve. That's fair. That's equitable. I've been able to turn it around. It's part of karma. It's part of quantum law. You can do this. You can absolutely put your mind to this and get where you want to get. I know that you can. I can help you. So if you are negotiating with a narcissist or any kind of a toxic personality, please make sure that you grab my free Crush My Negotiation prep worksheet. Thousands of people have used it to negotiate their way to their best lives. You can do that too. You just get it at winmynegotiation.com. And if you like this video, give it a like, give it a share, drop me a comment, let me know that you were here, tell me that you're going to shut them down, and make sure that you subscribe and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. If you want to be supported, please come join me in my free private Facebook group. Thousands of people are in there helping each other, supporting each other, cheering each other on, giving you a place to vent. And it's called Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung. So come join me in my free private Facebook group as well. Thanks so much for stopping by today on my channel. I'm Rebecca Zung. Remember, today is a great day to start negotiating your best life. I'll see you in the next video.